Assalamualaikum. So this is a video of comparison between two different orders in class Mammalia. Today, me, Emiliana binti Residin, and my friend Asma Nabila binti Muhammad Najib will discuss and show how are these two orders are different but stays in the same class. So both of us agree to discuss the citations and characterized order. What are we going to discuss? Basically, is about the morphological and biological characteristic. We're going to compare about the similarities and differences of these two orders. So the reason why we choose these two orders is because we want to show how these two orders, even if they came from the same class, which is Mammalia, they still have certain morphological and biological characteristics that are different. Some people might think cetaceans animals, which are whales, dolphins and porpoises, are some kind of fish, but actually they are mammals. So in this video, we are going to educate and explain the similarities and differences of these two orders. So the first one, we are going to talk about physical appearance of cetacea. So whales are one of the animals that categorized in the mammals group, but adopting a fish-like appearance. Whales has large head and non-differentiate neck, as we can see from the picture. Whales are not like human, because if in human we can see the differentiate of head, neck and their body. Next, whales have two mirror image look as T-shaped tail. From the picture we can see the tail like T-shaped, not like common fish. Moreover, the horizontally flattened serves as the major propulsive force during locomotion. The shape of whales, we can say that the shape of whales are horizontally flattened or streamline shape, like an aeroplane wings. So this kind of shape helps to reduce friction drag between the water and their body, so they can swim easily. Next, presence of dorsal fin in almost all types of whales exclude narwhal. In whales, dolphins and porpoises, also we can see the presence of dorsal fin. The whales also has blowhole on top of their head, like we commonly see in movie or videos. The whales breathe using their blowholes. And the last one, they have a pointed flipper.
Before we start, let me explain about the Chiroptera family. Bats are categorized in the Chiroptera family. They are mammals and therefore they have many common mammalian features, such as being warm-blooded and having fur. The main adaptation that separates bat from other mammals, however, is their ability to fly. Some other mammals, like so-called flying squirrels and flying lemurs, cannot actually fly. In fact, they glide. Bats are the only mammals with true powered flight. Beyond powered flight, bats have a number of other unique adaptations to their varied habitats. Bats are often misunderstood. Bats are misunderstood animals, and misconception often cause people to drive them away. However, bats are harmless animals and play a very important role in ecosystem. Around 70% of the world's bats are insectivores. Other species are important pollinators, while others are frugivorous and play an important role in seed dispersal. Bats have an incredibly long lifespan considering their small size. Some species can live for more than 30 years, including the little brown bat, which can live up to 39 years. Physical appearance for Chiroptera. Bats are one of the animals that categorized in the animals group by adopting a bird-like appearance modified for flight. One of the characteristics of the morphological for the Chiroptera is wing membrane consists of two layers of skin, generally darkly pigmented and hairless. Bats often have a rodent-like or fox-like muzzle, but in many, the face has a push-in bug-like appearance. First digit of the bat wings is small and clawed. Bats use it to climb or to walk on the ground. Bat's head, especially the ears, is its most striking feature. The neck is likely to be short and relatively immobile. Bats often have large ears, which are unbelievably sensitive. The toes have claws, which help in gripping and hanging head down, the normal bat resting position. Bats usually rest on the branch of a tree.
So now we finish discuss about the morphological characteristics. We're going to discuss about the biological characteristic. So the first biological characteristic is skeletal structure. So the skeletal structure of the cetacea, as we can see from the picture, cetaceans are marine mammals without hind limbs, and their forelimbs are altered become flippers. So from the picture we cannot see the presence of hind limbs like human have leg, right? So they do not have the hind limbs. So next, the forelimbs are altered become flippers. The forelimbs become flippers for them to easily swimming. Also, their elbows is approximately the body contour, and the visible consists almost entirely forearm and hand. So the flippers that we can see are entirely forearm and hand. The elbows are not visible like forearm and hands. However, if we look closely, the forelimb skeleton still have 5 digits, but it do not appear at the surface of the skin. Like human, we have 5 fingers, but and it appears in the skin, on the skin. But cetacea, they also have the 5 digits, but they do not have fingers like human. Their skeleton is simple and light, being that in the water it no longer has to support the body mass. The cetacea do not have waist and down part like human. They only have the big backbone, which are along their body from head until the flukes not like humans.
Second, skeletal structure for Chiroptera. Bat bones tend to be light and slender. Bat wings membrane are supported by long bones which actually are high elongated fingers. Bats, like birds, also have fused cranial bones for additional lightness. Flight muscle controlling the wing beat are attached to the shoulder blades. Hind limbs are positioned so that the knees, when bent, point backward while the bottom of the feet face forward.
So next we are going to compare the digestive system of cetacea. So cetacea have cone-shaped teeth which are they are not used to chew food but to catch their prey. Because cetacea, they do not chew their food, they just swallow their food without chewing it. Then cetacea have 4 chambered stomach, which are 4 stomach: main stomach, connecting stomach, and pyloric stomach. So the 4 stomach function for digest the protein. Then after that, the food will go to the main stomach, where the enzyme are secreted. After that, the food will move to the connecting stomach for further digestion, and lastly, they will go to the pyloric stomach, where have mucus cells. Then after the pyloric stomach, the food digested will get into the intestine for the absorption of nutrients and water. Then just go reach the colon and rectum to be excreted from the anus.
Next, digestive system of Chiroptera. According to analysis of stomach contents and the insect remain found near bed roost. Species vary the insect they prefer. Some species eat pollen, nectar, and in some instances, petals from flower are found mainly in the tropic and semi-tropic. Pollen, like insect, is highly nutritious. Digestion in bats is unusually rapid. Bats chew and fragment their food exceptionally through the anthers expose a large surface area of it to digestive action. Fruit bats consume leaves by practicing mastication or leaf fractionation. This involves chewing the leaf and swallowing the liquid while expelling the leftover fibrous tissue.
Next, for the reproductive system of cetacea. So of course, cetacea and Chiroptera is viviparous lah. And they do internal fertilization. Both of them do internal fertilization. But in cetacea, for male, the reproductive system is internal. So this is in order to minimize the heat loss, because cetacea lives in water, so their body temperature so their body temperature might lost a lot compared to the mammals lives in terrestrial. So when mating, male can deploy their penis through their genital slit, and then the testicles of the male cetacea are kept in the abdominal cavity. But then the body temperature is too high for the sperm production, so the testicle equipped with a network of blood vessels to channel the heat toward the dorsal fin or dorsal crest. So the sperm can be produced optimally lah. So for female cetacea, the uterus is bicornuate. Bicornuate uterus means the uterus shaped irregularly. Not like Chiroptera. Chiroptera shape the shape of Chiroptera's uterus are normal and doesn't have 2 sides. For the bicornuate, they have 2 sides, and then the fetus will develops only in one of the uterine horns. Also, whales mating only once per season, whereas for Chiroptera, but for the Chiroptera, the sperm is stored in the back uterus and oviduct, and ovulation and fertilization delayed for weeks or months, according to the pets itself lah.
reproductive system of Chiroptera. Many temperate bats mate in the fall as they aggregate near the winter hibernacula. The function of seasonal breeding is to coordinate reproduction with the availability of resources to support newborn young. Many species have also evolved complex reproductive physiology, including delayed ovulation, sperm storage, delayed fertilization, delayed implantation, and embryonic diapause. Female bats generally give birth to one newborn at a time.
So we have come to the last point, which are the circulatory system. The circulatory system of the cetacea is a closed circulatory system with 4-chambered heart. So due to different size difference, the cetacea have a heart rate about 8 to 10 beats per minute. They are not like Chiroptera. Chiroptera might have more heart rate beats per minute. So and then the cetacea have conscious control over their heart and can reduce it by over half of preserve their oxygen. They reduce the heart rate by reducing the blood flow to non-essential organs lah. So they can live underwater longer. The blue whales, for example, the lung function to perform cellular respiration in exchanging oxygen and carbon dioxide. So also the oxygen is stored in protein myoglobin located in muscle tissue throughout the body. So they preserve oxygen by storing up to 35% of it. So they don't have to worry about they do not get enough oxygen underwater. So this circulatory system plays important role in thermoregulations for cetacea, also for the Chiroptera. So in cetacea, they have massive vascular plexuses for protection of the brain, because cetacea, we know they live underwater, so they might swim 1,000 or more than 1,000 meters or more than that under the sea, so might cause damage to their brains. So these massive vascular plexuses function to protect the cetacean brains from damage caused by powerful pulses of blood pressure generated during swimming. And the last one, the arteries and veins of flippers. The arteries and veins on the flippers, flukes, and dorsal fin are close to each other, so the heat from the arteries transferred to vena and not to the environment. So it will maintain the body heat of the cetacean.
Circulatory system of Chiroptera. Bats have lungs and a 4-chambered heart. All bats had higher relative heart weight than the terrestrial mammals. In both groups, the relative heart weight increased with decreasing body weight. Hemoglobin concentration, hematocrit, and red blood cell counts were markedly increased compared to non-flying mammals. That circulatory system bounces the opposite way away from its head. While all mammals have valves in their vein that prevent blood from flowing backwards, bats possess the valves in their arteries as well. This adaptation ensures blood is evenly distributed throughout the bat's body. After we explain the differences between cetacea and Chiroptera, there are also a similarity of them, which is echolocation. Bats emit pulses of high-pitched sounds beyond the range of human hearing and then listen for the echoes that are produced when these sound waves bounce off objects around them. The folds in a bat ear are uniquely suited to detect these echoes, which give them information on the location, shape, and size of surrounding objects, including really small objects such as mosquito. Bats can also use echoes to tell the direction an object is moving. Meanwhile, whales, which is marine mammal, also use echolocation to locate things at long distances beyond the range of vision, and also in the depth of the ocean where it is very dark. Whales use echolocation for navigation and to locate food. They also use echolocation to communicate with other members of their group and to avoid predators. In conclusion, we found that even if animals from order Cetacea and Chiroptera might look like fish and birds and also have big differences in size, but still they are in the same class, which are mammals according to their similarities of the presence of mammary gland and few other biological appearance like four-chambered heart and closed circulatory system.